Okay, hey YouTube. So today I'll be talking about being competitive. I feel like this is something that I constantly think about on a daily basis to a certain extent. Um, I feel like being competitive is an option. Um, Basically, on a daily basis, we are doing different things, whether it's be driving to work, could be playing a sport, getting a seat on a bus, could be a myriad of different things from working with your coworkers on the job to, um, I mean, the list goes on and on. Even in your own home, you could be competitive with getting to the fridge. I mean, with food in the house or something like that. So many different things to lines in the grocery store, etc. So I feel like we are on a daily basis competing, whether we know it or not. Being competitive, though, is something that you choose to be. So when it comes to being competitive, I feel like it's definitely an emotional investment that you have to make. It's definitely something that's not going to be easy to do because when you make an emotional investment in something, it matters and it's going to require more effort on your part. So I feel like one of the benefits of being competitive is automatically the first thing that comes to one number one benefit that comes out of that is motivation. So you're going to be automatically 10 times more motivated when you choose to be competitive at something as opposed to when you're not being competitive at something because you want a certain outcome. So therefore your motivation automatically increases. Another benefit of being competitive is growth and getting better at what you're competing at. So when you're competing at something and you're motivated, you're going to put more into it. Therefore, you're going to get better at a faster pace than when you're not emotionally invested in it. So it you get better at it, you grow, you learn new things about yourself and stuff like that. Another thing that comes out of being competitive is opportunities. I feel like when you're emotionally invested into something and you're motivated and you're growing and getting better, you will open your eyes to different opportunities and things that you would have never been aware of in the past if you weren't actually actively competing and seeking a certain result. That's definitely something that I've noticed for myself when I wanted to be competitive at basketball and I wanted to get better. Um, it allowed me to get to opportunities where I would meet people that I wouldn't normally have met before, and it took me to places I normally wouldn't have been as a result of me being competitive and actively seeking things out and getting better and getting noticed, and people reaching out to me and meeting people and stuff like that. It definitely opens a lot of doors for you when you choose to be competitive at something. Um, Another thing that I would say is you can compete with yourself, but you're also competing with other people as well. So it doesn't just stand for like competition like sports. Maybe you want to get better at drawing on your own, or you want to get better at driving. You want to get better at reading. You want to set certain goals for yourself to want to learn a new language. That also can be something that you're competing at, and definitely opportunities come out of being competitive in those things. It doesn't have to be something that involves other people. And I feel like the last thing that comes out of being competitive is definitely accomplishment and self satisfaction. So when you are competitive, you are actively seeking a result. Now, if you achieve that result, great. Then you're definitely going to be satisfied and happy with the goal, with the result that you got out of what you were competing at. It'll make you feel good. You'll see how much better you've gotten, etc., and stuff like that. Even if you don't get the result that you want, you are still getting better at something. So that it's pretty much a win-win if you choose the right thing to be competitive in, because it's not always smart to be competitive in things that aren't going to help you or you aren't happy being competitive in. But if it's something that will truly benefit you, then you will be winning um, just by the fact that you are being choosing to be competitive in it. So there are definitely a lot of positive emotional things that can come out of the emotional investment that you put into it, such as accomplishing things you never thought you could have accomplished, and then you're looking back, you'll be satisfied with what you've done. And if you look at all the great people in this world, the winners, people that are winning, could be in. You look at athletes, you look at top musicians, artists, big business people, stuff like that. They are definitely competitive because there are millions of people that do what they do and are not doing what they do at the level that they're doing it at. So, excuse me. It's definitely they're going to be one or a few people in the category of the winners, people who are at the top of their game, and they have to be like 100% competitive to get to that point because there's only one or a few spots. So um, there are going to be a ton of people who are gunning for that spot, but only it could be one person that's in it. So they definitely have to be competitive to be in that spot. There's a reason why they're there because everyone can't be there. So that's one of the things that come out of being competitive, and it's definitely not for everyone. So everyone can't be competitive at everything. You know, people pick and choose what they want to be competitive in, and even what you choose to be competitive in, there are different varying levels of competitiveness that people have in themselves. So that, along with talent, are two factors that play a role in how people succeed in what they do. So you can be very talented and competitive. You do great, and you can do great in what you choose to compete in. You can be not very talented and not have great competitive drive. You won't be good chance you won't be good at whatever you choose to compete in. But there's also variations of the two. You could be very talented and not competitive. You won't. You probably do better than someone who's has less talent than you, but who's more competitive. But it won't take you far. And same goes the other way around. If you're very competitive and you have low talent, you probably wouldn't be as good as someone who's very talented and competitive. So there's definitely different factors that go into it and what you choose to be competitive in, and it's definitely not for everybody because some people have naturally varying different levels of competitiveness in different things that they do, or just in general as how they are as people. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and it's definitely something to think about.